Right over there, handing out stickers.
Anderson. Look over here.
Charlie is at football practice right now at Roswell Area Park in the heat. Hopefully working hard. I'm a mortgage banker with a company called Assurance Financial. I've got my bosses over there looking on over there, making sure I do everything correctly. And don't mess up the company brand over there, right? But I grew up in Martin's Landing, okay, so I'm a longtime Roswell resident. Back then, the neighborhood was absolutely packed with children, and it was an amazing place to grow up in. All around the lake and along the Chattahoochee River. Had some guys here. We littered that river with rope swings growing up. It was just an amazing place to grow up in, and it's just really great to be able to raise my children here in Roswell. There's a lot of places around the country where you can't really do that. There's not a lot of people doing that. Here in Roswell, we've got those opportunities, and I've always told people I'd rather be from the place everybody's moving to than where they're moving from. So many of you know that I write a weekly column in the Herald papers, and I have a monthly podcast on economic development here in the metro area. I started all that about 20 years ago when I was a newspaper reporter. I covered Alpharetta City Council for a year, and then I came down and covered Roswell for 2 years. It was an amazing job. I had to write a lot of this stuff down, so don't forget it. Make sure I get it all right. But for a young person cutting their teeth in the adult world, you know, I wish all of you could have done it. I was a young man with a front row seat to every mover and shaker here in the North Fulton area, sometimes all of Fulton. Got to go down and cover the Fulton County Commission, and sometimes under the Gold Dome, covering some state politics. You know, I really looked up to all the mayors, the councilmen, the councilwomen, the commissioners, the state reps, the nonprofit leaders, the business leaders, and all the people who work behind the scenes to help make all of this stuff work, help make all of this stuff operate well for the best of us. I got to see firsthand, is this thing working, right? Can you hear me? Closer? All right. Thank you, Dave McCleary, by the way. Is Dave here? For donating the trailer. This is his awesome tailgate trailer, okay? If you've been in Rotary or other places, you've seen it all over Georgia Bulldog games, you've seen it. But when I was a reporter, I got to see Canton Street turn into what it is today because the city council took a bold step back then to approve what was then a controversial I think it was about $2 million to put up the sidewalk pavers and to put these street posts here. There wasn't anything on Canton Street back then. But they took the bold step to do that. Is Jerry Orland's here? I saw him walking by. He was on the council then. But they voted to do that. And now, if you go around Metro Atlanta area anywhere and you say the word Canton Street, everybody knows what you're talking about, okay? So that was a bold move. I got to see that. I got to see a group of junior league women who noticed the need in our community. Right over there, what used to be the Fraser Street Apartments, go in there, see a need, and help some after-school children, helps children after school. They set up a safe house, and they started tutoring them. They just rolled up their sleeves and did it. Today, it's called Star House, and it's in multiple schools throughout the area, and their cities, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, are all courting them to try them to move to better places. So being a reporter and watching all that kind of stuff shaped my early life. It taught me that volunteering in our community isn't just a feel-good activity. It's a necessary thing to keep people moving in a positive, growing better direction, okay? Thank you. While I'm on it, there's a lot of volunteers here. I see some elected officials who are volunteering. I saw Liz walking around. Where's Liz Hausman? Are you here? There she is. Standing, Liz Hausman, our county commissioner. Standing right next to Matthew Tizer, our sitting city councilman. Thank you, Matt, for being here. Standing right next to Nancy Diamond, a former city council person. And there's Don Horton, also a former city council person. And Don, I believe you're running for city council.
I believe that's absolutely a fact.
And I saw another candidate running around here too, Lisa Holland. There she is over there. Is there any other candidates while I'm on it? So if you see these people, go talk to them, introduce yourself, say hello, okay? My first volunteer gig was with the Mountain Park Volunteer Fire Department. If anybody knows where Mountain Park is, this was right after 9/11, and me and Brenda were looking, like a lot of us, were looking for something to do. And so we decided to join the Mountain Park Volunteer Fire Department. It was a true volunteer fire department, no pay. We had pagers, and when the call went off, everybody ran down to the station, and the first one there got to drive the truck. It was an amazing job, a lot of crazy experiences, and sometimes it was intensely rewarding. I went through the Roswell Fire Academy here, trained for a year, and became a nationally certified firefighter, and it was one of the most rewarding things I did. Not long after that, I chaired the communications of the North Fulton March of Dimes, where we raised $500,000 a year to help expectant mothers and children and new babies. And one thing I learned that you'll find out if you volunteer, if you raise your hand in earnest, there's a shortage of volunteers. Somebody will grab you and put you to work. So be careful. It is a slippery slope. And I was put to work. I served as the chairman of the Education Committee at the Chamber of Commerce, where we work with our schools to help them find partners in the business community. We created events and partnerships by gaining support of every business organization in North Fulton, including Roswell Inc. Our committee was made up of great community leaders. Some may be here, including Lisa Martin, who was with the Girl Scouts of America, Lynn McIntyre, who just finished her term with the state PTA as their treasurer, Katie Reeves with the Fulton County School Board, Ed O'Connor, who's an executive at DeKalb Office Environments, and my friend Jack Murphy over there, who's with the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, but also serves today as the chairman of the North Fulton Poverty Task Force. We got to talking about Mimosa Elementary on that committee. Mimosa Elementary is right there in the northwestern quadrant of the 400 Holcomb Bridge corridor, if you don't know where it is. It's hard to believe, but at Mimosa Elementary, 90% of the students there are qualified for free and reduced lunch, and more than 90% speak English as a second language. So there was a big need there, and my idea was, hey, let's just go up and down Mansell Road, get a whole bunch of money, and shower them with money. Jack, being a little more thoughtful and thorough, said, Jeff, I got like a program we could do, you know. So thus began the Collective Impact Project of Mimosa Elementary, where we gathered a bunch of partners around a table. We got the United Way, the YMCA, Los Niños, Star House, Hope Roswell, LGE Community Credit Union, a corporation over off of Mansell named Yardy, the principal of Mimosa, and parents from the community. And we funded a month-long summer reading program for rising third graders. It was an awesome program, and I'm still proud to be a part of it. And I was humbled when Fulton County officials asked us to spread that to other schools. In addition to those education initiatives, I also work closely with CTOs from North Fulton corporations like Jackson Healthcare and LexisNexis, where we work to find skills gaps, who are they hiring, and then having to retrain. And then we went to our local schools and we tried to let them know what was going on so we could close those skills gaps. I currently sit on the advisory board for the WellStar North Fulton Regional Hospital, where I and some others work to create awareness about the opioid crisis in North Fulton. I serve with my church's men's club at St. Peter Chanel, and I started the Chattahoochee High School Alumni Association, mainly because there wasn't one, and it needed one, where I graduated. So I head coach almost every single team that my kids will let me head coach. And I currently sit on the Roswell Youth Baseball and Football Associations, helping me to raise funds for the organizations. I was raised to work hard, be productive, and be useful by those two people right over there. There's my mom, Gary Smith, my mom, Patricia Smith. You can blame them. I've learned a lot from a lot of great people in this community, and there's much expertise and talent in North Fulton and Roswell, and I've benefited from getting to be around it. Some of that talent lives right under my roof. My wife Brenda over there is a teacher. Yay, Brenda! Most of the last 5 years she served as the coach of my son's Odyssey of the Mind team. You may not know this, but Brenda is actually in the Georgia Odyssey of the Mind Hall of Fame. She's a Hall of Famer, if you haven't heard, right? That's what I've got to live up to at home, a Hall of Famer, okay? But as much as I'd like to take credit for their success, I've really been a spectator, and I'd like to share a real quick story with you. You know, when they first started that Odyssey of the Mind team, and for those of you who don't know what it is, it's teams of 7 students that get together and they compete against other schools where there's an engineering problem and they problem solve, and they have to do a skit and they have to act and they do all this stuff. So they got together in 3rd grade, and it was all about who wants to be in charge. I was sitting here watching it. All of them just wanted to be in charge, right? Once they got in charge, they didn't know what they wanted to do with it. So they went to the state and they did okay, but they made the commitment there that they were going to go to World Finals next year. Once they made that commitment to the mission of going to the World Finals, the next year when they got together, nobody cared about who was in charge. All they cared about was, what can I do to improve this project? Then they jumped in and did it. And it was an amazing thing to watch. It was all about the mission, and what they ended up doing with that was winning the state championship by a landslide and going to World and getting 7th place. And then this last summer, they went to World and won the World Championships in Lansing, Michigan. Samuel. So now I live with a world champion and a Hall of Famer. But it's with that mission in mind, gang, that I would like to stand here in front of all of you guys today, and I want you to know that I'm going to run for the Roswell City Council Post 2 for this fall for your city, Roswell. You know, over the last couple of weeks, I've been telling people that I'm running, and I kind of get 2 reactions. One is congratulations, and the other is, have you lost your mind? You know, some people seem to think that politics in Roswell is dirty business, they tell me. You know, that there are people that get way too worked up over this stuff going on Facebook, making false accusations, you know, about people they disagree with, apparently writing nasty emails, social media calling people names. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know. No, I know it's true, and I've seen it. And, you know, I've seen good people who refuse to run in Roswell because of stuff like that. And it's a shame, and to be perfectly honest, it's something we as a family thought long and hard about before we made this decision. But in the end, we decided to take this leap of faith and try to get to City Hall so we could represent the great people of the city of Roswell. Because that's it, gang. It is our city, right? We don't have to be like everywhere else. We don't have to do national politics, right? This is our city. We can do whatever we want here. This is our home. So let's make it nice. Let's have fun. Let's not make it so that I go to the grocery store and somebody's going to go hide around the frozen food section because they don't want to see me, you know? We need to act a little more professional at City Hall sometimes, right? We should be one of the best cities to work for in the entire Southeast. We've got everything it takes to draw the best and brightest from across the whole country. Our Parks and Rec director moved here from California. That's how awesome of a place it is to work, to be in the city of Roswell. And we need to treat those people at City Hall like the rock stars that they are, so that they can be free to work with us and make this place the best place to live, work, and play anywhere in the country, period. We need to let them do their jobs so we can do things like foster better relationships with groups like the Atlanta Regional Commission and the Georgia Department of Transportation. You want to get Holcomb Bridge Road, Georgia 400 Bridge rebuilt? Well, you're going to have to let the Atlanta Regional Commission move it up in their priority list. So we've got to work with them to get them to do that. We've got to have good regional partnerships so that we can get regional dollars to help fix our local solutions here in Roswell. Right now, we're backlogged by $40 million in sidewalk construction, okay? This is kind of my small pet peeve. We have more than 3 miles of gaps in our sidewalks. We live right up the street, and we can't even walk here without going across the street because there's a gap in the sidewalks. Let's just fix the gaps in the sidewalks, right? Yeah. And let's get more places to walk to also. You know, I've been reading up on the budget here in Roswell, and I'm learning a lot. One thing I learned that stood out to me, though, is that us residents, we're expensive. We cost a lot of money to the city. We want like parks, we want recreation, we want like our neighborhoods paved. We want all this stuff. There's a study by the American Farmland Trust that says for every dollar that you collect in residential property tax, you're paying out $1.15. We're losing money on ourselves in property taxes. On commercial property though, and office property, for every $1 we only pay out 27 cents. Here in Roswell, 71% of our property tax base is property that comes from residential, okay? And Alpharetta up there is 42%. Alpharetta's making bank right now on office and commercial properties. If we can focus on promoting repurposing and redevelopment of our commercial corridor running through the Holcomb Bridge Road, and redevelopment, and not only would we spruce up the place, but we'd start to balance out our tax base as well. In property taxes alone, we'd see a boost in our annual budget. Then you take the fact that those offices would bring in customers during the day for nearby restaurants. Go to Martin's Landing and ask them how tired they are of going to the same restaurants over and over again on the east side, right? Well, if we could get some traffic in some of those, some office stuff in some of those buildings and repurpose, now we've got people coming in during the day, leaving in the evening, and now they're going out to eat during lunch, creating a whole bunch more demand for more restaurants and more choices. So we've built a lot of stuff here in Roswell over the years, and each time we build something, we got to maintain it, right? Our operating budget goes up. So if we want more stuff, we have to get serious about doing something to bring in some more profitable revenue in Roswell. As a city, we can create overlays and master plans and incentivize the kind of repurposing and redevelopment that we want here in Roswell. But the first step is us telling the city what we want. Together, there's two initiatives going on right now, and Together Roswell and the East Roswell Economic Action Committee. Both right now are looking for input from all of us. They want to know what we want from our city, and they're going to use it. It's important, it's critical that we get involved in these processes because they're going to use that input to create master plans and to control and move economic development throughout the city. So it's imperative that we get involved. And I'll tell you, starting today, I'm going to work tirelessly and do everything I can to meet as many people as I can and to let them know what I can do for Roswell. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm going to need a whole lot of help. I've got a fantastic committee who's standing around here today. Mr. Sean Wright over here. There he is. Jay Smalls over here somewhere. Where do you go, Jay? Andrew Leonardi. Where's Andrew? Andrew's been up on the sidewalk, I think literally grabbing people and bringing them down here. Thank you, Andrew. Dewey and Danielle Tucker. First guy I ever met in this life. Born right across the street from him in Martin's Landing. Jamie and Katie Rankin, right over here. Rob Caiello and his son Daniel Caiello and Sophia sitting over there, giving out stickers. And we've had other volunteers jump in tonight. Thank everybody for their help. Thank you for helping. Again, thanks Dave McCleary for bringing this trailer over here and letting me use it for the campaign. But if you want to help, I'll give you 3 things you can do. I'm looking for donations. If you want to donate, you can come to the information table over here. We've got the swipe. We can swipe your card. We can take cash. We're not proud. I need donations. We need signs. I need all mailers. We're going to need all kinds of stuff throughout this campaign. I was surprised when I saw the budget for this thing. So sign, locations. I need people to put up signs. So if you could come up here and the information table, give me an address. I need office locations, residential locations, anywhere I can put up a sign, let me know. And the last is meet and greets. If you are willing to host a meet and greet at your house, if you're willing to open up your house, invite your neighbors and friends, I would love to come by and meet and talk to those people. We can bring barbecue. We can bring music. If there's enough people, I might be able to get live music over there. We can have some fun with this thing, okay? So thank you all for coming out. Thank you to the Curling family for letting us have this awesome space right here. And thank all of you for paying attention and getting involved in Roswell politics. It's going to be a long campaign season. I'm going to need a lot of help. Let's have fun this season. Let's get involved, and let's just live great in Roswell, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done. That was great. Okay. Oh yeah. Canton St. Well done, Geoff. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good job, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you, ladies.